Hello everyone, my name is Manolis Finarolakis, the founder and creator of Reality Crowd TV, and we are here today at Crowdfunding Atlanta, an event at the Opportunity Hub at 200 Peachtree Street in Atlanta, Georgia. We have a great panel today. Today's panelists, we have Taylor, we have Rajesh, and we have Albin. And I'll give everyone a brief introduction here. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves just very briefly, just so that everyone who sees this knows exactly what's going on. So Taylor, please give a brief introduction.
Okay, I'm Taylor Terry, and I am the founder and operator of Niche Marketing, and also of a startup, a new wellness company, a new innovative wellness company. Should I tell you more about it now?
Yeah, actually, we'll take a moment in a moment. But
okay.
Yeah, Rajesh, tell us about yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kapila. I'm a founder and CEO of early stage peer-to-peer startup called Landlift. Worked in the consumer credit industry for close to 10 years, and I'm excited today to be here to talk more about crowdfunding.
Hi, my name is Albin Bajranovic. I'm a founder of Fundcaster, which is a crowdfunding prediction and analytics platform, and I've been involved with crowdfunding for the last 2 years.
Excellent. So everyone who's here today, what we're going to do right now is Taylor has an early stage company, and we are going to try to determine how crowdfunding can potentially help her business out. So Taylor, we'll start the show actually focusing on you. So tell us what your name of your company is and exactly what kind of company you're looking to create.
Okay. I don't want to really discuss the name of it yet because, but
no problem.
Okay. We're under some things right now, working with our attorney. However, it is going to be an amazing company that's a combination of rehabilitation and preventive care. So we're working with all types of holistic and alternative modalities, as well as traditional doctors, to bring in care that will help prevent chronic illness and disease, because most of the time when people go to the hospital, they're being treated for things that are preventable. And so we want to be able to utilize holistic therapies that people have no clue about, and be able to get them well and whole. And also, we have the opportunity to utilize some of these modalities to treat depression. And a lot of people are not even aware about being in a depressed state. And most of the United States is walking around with some aspect of depression.
That's really interesting. So when you say modalities, what is a modality?
A modality is a type of treatment, and different. It's like it may be Thai massage, it may be another type of massage, it may be something called Chinisang, it may be reflexology, it may be hyperbaric chamber therapy, and based upon people's constitutions or personalities, different modalities work for different people. So you may not know that biofeedback may work for a combination of biofeedback and massage may work for you or for someone else that you love, versus something else that they're doing that doesn't work. It just has some temporary effects. This has the opportunity to determine what type of modalities would work best for you, and then be able to implement them, and we would be able to track it over time and actually help you heal.
Can I ask you, how do you know?
Yes, there are some doctors. There are some doctors who have written a book called Your Emotional Type, and we're actually working using some of their information.
Are you working with them?
We're working using their information.
Very interesting. So would you identify someone's modality by a consultation? How would the process work for you to identify this for an individual?
It is a consultation process,
okay.
And there are a variety of modalities that we will have actually on site, and so we will be able to actually gauge how people experience results over time.
Okay, so you have a consultation, which is a service.
Yes.
Then what is the product? Is there any product that you sell? Is the product the massage? Or what is? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, is the product the massage that you give them, or based on the consultation, you might say you're this type of modality, so we can offer you this.
Yes.
And so, is that a physical product, or is that someone physically performing some sort of, like touching them or something?
Yes, it's a physical.
Yeah.
It's a physical service.
It's a physical service.
It's a physical service there. Yes, and,
okay.
And we'll have some services on site, and then some services we will refer out.
Excellent. And you said you're working with people who It's based off of a book.
It's based off of a book and some real live research. So they're doctors, and they've actually put this into practice, into play. And so I've talked to them at some length about what they've done and have gone out and used their information out in the world. And so that's part of what we would be using.
So that book, is that something that you could also sell potentially?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so you have a book there too.
Yes.
Okay. So now, do you have other information products associated with it? Like, have you guys created something that you might be able to provide to someone to say, if you are a visual person, your modality is likely blank. If you are a kinesthetic person, your modality is likely blank.
No, but that's a great idea.
Okay, just wondering, because I've read some books, like Anthony Robbins talks about modalities a lot, and NLP. Albin's very familiar with NLP.
Okay.
So you just mentioned a few interesting things. So you're here because you're developing your company. What do you need capital for? Where are you, and why are you eventually going to need capital in your business?
Okay. Well, the reason why we need capital is because we're building out. Our plan has gotten bigger as we've gone along, and so we actually need much more space than we anticipated to accommodate the different modalities, and then to accommodate different specialists who would be able to work with us in different areas to help mitigate the problem of chronic disease and to help with prevention and things of that nature.
Interesting question again. Are you already operating on the smaller space?
No, we are not operating on the smaller space presently. What we've been doing is we've been understanding the modalities and training on them, and I've been training on some things, and we've been doing symposiums and seminars and things of that nature.
Excellent.
So did you consider doing pop-up events?
No, no, we did not.
Because I think you can actually get a pretty good following and validate your value proposition without buying or renting a space, because that's a huge cost up front. And you can prove that people resonate with your value proposition without incurring that cost, because they don't care about your facility, they care about the service you provide.
Well, because of regulations with the DEA and the state, we actually have to have a physical facility, and we have to go through.
Are you promising a medical treatment?
It is, part of it is a medical treatment, yes.
But what I'm asking is, okay, so you're promising to cure depression?
No, we're not promising to cure depression. We're saying that we have tools here that will help you cure depression, but we also focus on rehabilitation of, drug and alcohol abuse, as well as the preventive care side. So in order to do that, we have to have a physical facility. But because most of the people who have undergone or are going through drug and alcohol, things of that nature, they have depression as well. So it's another symptom, or it really is something that may have taken place first that actually caused that type of behavior. So we actually have to have a physical facility there to go through the process, and I've gone through everything consulted with the folks that would help us get everything up and running.
Are there any other similar facilities already in the world?
There are.
Where?
All over the United States.
I'm saying, is there something close by or local, or?
Well, there are different types of facilities that do similar things. They don't do everything that we would do, and what our goal is really to, a lot of facilities keep people on things for an extended period of time. Our goal is really for them to experience a cure, really.
Okay, so let me ask a question. So the modalities that you're working on, have you treated anybody so far? I mean, have you helped anybody through your process so far?
All of the modalities are proven.
Okay.
I don't specifically do all the modalities, like I do some, Reiki and things of that nature, but all of the modalities that we're using are proven.
Okay, and do you need to get any licenses to start your business
Yes.
before you do this?
Yes, and so that's one of the reasons why we have to have a physical facility. And so I am intimately familiar because I have consulted with someone else who started another facility. And so their facility doesn't have all of the holistic things that we have. But I know everything soup to nuts and have gone down to all of the offices and worked with the state government and the drug enforcement area to really know what is required. We've gone so far as to have our policies and procedures already written out.
So you need to raise capital to actually get the licenses, put a physical office, and start testing them.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Absolutely.
So I think us as the panel, we have enough information to determine if there's something here that she can use for crowdfunding. So the next segment here is, now that we know a little bit about Taylor's business, what can she do and use crowdfunding as a viable option for her? And by a show of hands in the panel, do you think this is is there something here that she can crowdfund? In my opinion, I say yes, but I want to give you guys a chance to determine as well.
All right, so I'll go first. So
Sure.
It's an idea, right? One of the things is from a crowdfunding standpoint, you have to also show that your business model is actually workable, or in other words, you have to do a customer discovery to show that this is already working, and prove. Having said that,
before we move any further,
but having
why
said,
don't you? No, I just have one question.
Sure.
Because that we're making an assumption. What type of crowdfunding do you think is appropriate for what you're trying to do?
What type of crowdfunding is appropriate? What do you mean by that?
Well, yeah, let's level set. So there's a lot of different types of crowdfunding. For you, I'm thinking it's going to be donation/rewards based. And the reason why I actually think rewards based would be best for her, because she has a book that your modality healing is actually based off of.
It's
A
not their
book
book.
can be,
It's not their book.
but they're using it, and you could offer that as a reward technically.
Not technically, not, because it's not their book.
You can. Maybe Kickstarter might not allow that, but you can offer other people's products as rewards. Not every platform will say no to that.
Assuming the writers are okay with that.
Yeah, exactly. So, in other words, I don't see
So you're
why they
making
wouldn't
that
be.
assumption, but you're just making that assumption.
Well, this is how I would use it, right? Sorry, I don't mean to argue, but let's just assume right now, right? Because in other words, wouldn't a publisher want to give you that book since you're
Yes,
using it to
absolutely.
heal people? They would probably say, we would fulfill that reward. $15 for the book, you charge $25 as a
Absolutely.
reward.
They-
You give them $15, afterwards you make $10 profit. That's
Yes.
what I'm saying.
They let me use it before when
So-
I was going to different
Yeah.
events. So I mean, they want to get
So
there.
they would want
They
to.
want to publish them.
So I say rewards, but Raj, go right
so
ahead.
the next question is, how much are you going to raise? I mean, what do you need this capital for? How are you going to use this capital?
Okay, the way that the capital would be used would be to build out the center, because we need to actually have that investment there, but to also make it, to build out literally all the rooms to get the folks that we need there to actually work in the center. We're going to have some nutrition that will be a part of the center, so we'll have to build out the kitchen as well, and so we'll have a delivery mechanism, and we have to have we'll have to have all of those types of products and things of that nature. Then we also have to have there are multiple licenses that one has to acquire there, but we would like for the building to be environmentally friendly, so we would like to do some things that really help sustain the environment there. So we want to do maybe, we thought about a roof garden and composting, especially since we have the nutritional products there. So those are some of the things we would like to do.
How much do you want again?
Yeah, so
Sorry.
I think we're getting to the same point. What is the
Okay.
total capital that
So
you
we're
need
looking
to
at
do
around
this?
$300,000.
Okay, so Alba, with $300,000, if you have to do a reward-based crowdfunding, right? So, and tell us why you think it's hard.
Well, first of all, it's way too high. Second, for rewards.
For rewards.
Right. I'm not saying it can't be done, but your chance of success is actually very low.
And you have to tell me the reason why. Is it the networks, the number of networks you need to have to actually get that?
Correct. It would be network width. However, with something like this, I think, and this is not something that I've participated on, or so I'm just hypothesizing 100%. So this is going to be in a neighborhood, and you're going to be serving a neighborhood. I think you would almost need to try a completely local strategy, because I don't see too many people outside of your immediate surroundings wanting to participate in this, although it sounds like a really cool idea, right? But the truth is, you can deliver real benefit to people who are in your vicinity. So let's say 15 miles radius or 10 miles radius. Because I do think that your value proposition is pretty, it can resonate with lots of people. And I'm sorry, having two voices going on at the same time, I'm having an issue. But no, all I'm trying to say is rewards, I think this would almost be easier, honestly. It would be easier if you did a small portion of it more as an equity. And if you actually gave people a, let's say, first year free as a reward, or 6 months free as a reward, right? Because you would just do, I don't know, 10% or 50%. And this is, again, all hypothesizing. I don't know what your financials look like. I don't know what the structure looks like. If you took a small piece of what you have and did it in equity, people would really take it in, right? They're part of this, and I think they would actually be your evangelists. I think they would be bringing their friends who have potentially same issues or similar issues as they do. And it's not really costing you much more. I don't know what is the cost of treating a person for a year. That's something you would have to figure out. But I definitely think that doing it as an equity deal, it could actually work, potentially.
I have an idea there, right? I was thinking like, you can think of like, if you're actually creating an impact within a social community, right? And if it's a impact-based project, right? So you can think of it as like a social impact, and then maybe part of donations would help you to test your value propositions, do the customer discovery, and then you can also do a hybrid kind of a model where you can put rewards and on top of equity.
There's no, her thing can't possibly work as a donation. You're a for-profit business, right?
Yes.
Why would I donate to a for-profit?
But she did not
business?
incorporate
People do rewards for profit all the time. Like most
rewards is
private
fine.
So
Rewards is okay, but the donation makes no sense.
She is not incorporated yet.
Here's
No, it doesn't matter. Her business
where I
model
see-
is for profit.
So
So why would I donate to somebody who's operating for profit?